When Gerald R. Ford walked through my doors in August of 1974, he wasn't elected, not as president, not even as vice president. But he was exactly what the country needed. The Nixon presidency had collapsed under the weight of paranoia, lies, and Watergate. The trust Americans once had in this office, in me, was shattered. Then came Ford. Steady, honest, unpretentious. He took the oath in my East Room, looked straight at the nation, and said the most important words I had heard in years. Our long national nightmare is over. And he meant it. Ford had spent years in Congress. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't poetic, but he was decent, grounded, and determined to remind the country what normal leadership looked like. Then, 1 month into his presidency, he did something that may have cost him everything. He pardoned Richard Nixon. He didn't do it for politics. He did it to close the book, to stop the national obsession, to let the country move forward. But America wasn't ready. The press exploded. His approval rating collapsed overnight. I could feel it, the sighs, the outrage, the quiet tension in every room. And yet Ford pushed on. He faced a brutal economy, stagflation, oil shocks, rising unemployment. He tried to cut spending, tame inflation, and rebuild trust in government. He faced assassination attempts, twice in 1 month, and didn't flinch. He signed the Helsinki Accords, helped calm Cold War tensions, and oversaw the final chaotic evacuation of Saigon, ending America's long, painful war in Vietnam. He even had a sense of humor. He knew the jokes, about clumsiness, about being boring, and he took them with grace. In 1976, he ran to keep the job he'd never been elected to. He lost narrowly to Jimmy Carter, and as he packed up, he didn't sulk. He smiled, shook hands, and walked out with more dignity than some men who'd won in landslides. Gerald Ford didn't seek greatness. He sought stability, honor, healing. He stepped in during the most broken moment I'd ever seen and gave the country room to breathe. Sometimes, being president isn't about vision or glory. Sometimes it's about holding the center long enough to keep the whole thing from falling apart. That was Gerald Ford, and I'll always be grateful